prepping the kitchen today to get ready for the countertop, which means we have to remove the stove top and the sink so we can go ahead and get the countertops ready to pour concrete. Now, I'll just go out and trim this up a little bit. I want to thank Indigo DIY Tips for his demonstration that he did, curved countertops with some kind of hangover. I did the same thing here with the hangover. This is the overhang, but if you look at the whole shape of the island all in one piece, you can see that I'm going to just cut off the overhangs and then I'm going to replace them with an overhang that will fit underneath this. I've created a little ledge for this all to fit. This will fit inside there, and I'll screw up from the bottom into the bottom of that, and then I can fill this with concrete and get an overhang.
Awesome.
Okay, cut it all out, about a 3/4 inch hangover, just a little bit, and then attached a piece underneath that. Then I could get the full 2 1/4 inches of countertop all the way around so that it holds up the overhang. So the concrete comes all the way up so that when that flange comes over, it lays on the concrete.
A couple hours of work, we'll be done.
Over the top of the carcasses itself, the 3/4 supports 1.5 inches of concrete, so that worked out really well. Just keep the little saw, bring it out, and cut this back 1/4 inch right there, and you got it. Okay. It's just bumping on that.
Move those, I'm sure, because they're right in the middle of the floor.
That's why I'm here.
1/4 inch bendy board went right around the edges of it, and I could just double that up or triple that up. That made for a really nice sideboard. Did exactly 3 inches, which should be perfect.
Oh yeah.
And then that's going to go right there.
Will it wrap around the whole thing?
Yeah, but you have to go slow and use that nail gun.
Nail it as we go?
Yeah, but flush with the bottom.
Oh, I got it. Edging. We're on the edge here, boys.
Yeah.
Woo, that was close.
Like a dream come true.
Well, it's cracking, but that's okay.
It'll give
Crack up, Bryson.
a pretty unique looking corner.
V for victory.
So Ellie is doing the L for L. Eligible for the work. To me, this also looks like a check mark, which I'd say is L approved.
I
perhaps.
need
Woo, that was close to the finger.
Don't look at that line.
3 layers of thickness here. Make sure that concrete stays in the frame.
For the corners.
Yeah, don't want it busting out the sides. So I think there's going to even be more of these that'll be stacked. So it's nice and strong. Ooh, that's nice.
Very strong now.
3 layers thick. Concrete to thin.
As rounded as we can get.
Cut around the sinks, cut around the stovetop. Looks like we're gonna be able to pull all these little pieces together. Got my form all set and ready the way I wanted it to go.
We're gonna butcher the butcher board, eh?
Are you ready? This is a block of wood.
Time to cut this whole sucker up because it's gonna go in our countertop.
Bacon strips, more bacon strips. We have sections here we can put the butcher block in.
All right, guys, is it rebar time? It's rebar time. It's coming along, slowly but surely.
I wanted to go crisscross applesauce across here.
Darren, I looked at the safety glasses, but I couldn't find any. Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to put
Would you just cut it for me?
Beautiful.
It's a good exercise to see if you flinch.
I
can't see a thing out of these. Okay.
You don't need to go see.
Okay.
Kids are gonna put together all of the rebar, tying it all together and putting it in. Around the front edges is the same thing. We've got that all set up and ready to go.
Where did this one go, Karen?
Foot, guys. 12 inches if you can. I mean, that's 8.
Is that too close?
That's about good, isn't it?
Okay, well we got those cut the way they are there now.
You leave about a half an inch.
Half inch is okay?
Yeah. That's good.
Siliconing all of the corners. Yeah. We are siliconing. No seeping. No seeping.
No seepage.
This is going to be amazing. Come back here and you can see how amazing that's going to be. There's only one drawback to this job. We're going to lose our sink for 3 days. But that's okay.
That really makes our heart sink, doesn't it, Mom?
It does. It makes our heart sink.
Alright.
Grab the nail gun.
Wood chips everywhere.
We don't want the concrete to stick to this side, but in this rare case, really not want it to stick. We want it to look nicer, and the white obviously looks nicer. So that's why that's like that.
I realized that Gary, when he figured out what he wanted to do, he's been planning in his head for months and months this project. And it's really exciting because you can tell that every detail has been thought through. Everybody's working together and putting all those details together.
Boy, at the end of the day, this was pretty cool. Everything came together really well. Kids were totally into this. Garen and Bryson and Bree and Ellie, gosh, just got right in there and made it all come together really well.
All done.
All done. Woo! Good job, you guys. Cement tomorrow, eh? It's gonna be fun.
I think so.
And we've got to the part now that it's just all framed up. It looks great.
Yeah, you know, this seems to be the way to do it. Form it up on one day and then...
Form it up one day and then pour it the next.
Really overdid it on the rebar over here.
This is where the
This is
rebar
where it needed it. It was intentional. Never have too much rebar.
Are you gonna be able to jump up and down on like the edges of these things?
Walk on 2 1/4 inches of slat with rebar.
I'm glad you guys
But we know what Garen's gonna do when it dries.
Maybe a little before.
Uh-huh.
Alright guys, we're out of here.
Alright, well thank you.
Tomorrow.
Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.
You guys think you'll be done?
Is that when you're gonna arrive?
We'll give you a 30-minute cushion.
Thanks guys.
We're gonna protect the floor from all the concrete that's gonna be zooming in and out here.
Here's the masterpiece he has created. What's all that racket? You guys are genius.
What do you think? And then it's tucked into all of these drawers.
You guys are geniuses. Prepping the walkway.
I knew we were turning the kitchen into a fish tank.
See our wonderful aquaponics growers, our beautiful fish tank, another beautiful aquaponic grower right here. We do have a hole here we need to patch up.
I created these wire hooks that we're going to put into the cement here about 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch away from here so that I can lay the form for the backsplash, tying the backsplash into the countertop.
They're here. They're back. They returning. We didn't scare them off yesterday. That's good.
They're off. They're tougher than that.
Haven't scared us off in 22 years. Oh, no.
We have tried and tried and tried.
Nothing works. So, 2 bags per thing, 4 ounces of color makes the perfect mixture per bag. Yep.
This is a different type of concrete, high strength.
Oh yeah, you gotta have that high strength. If you have low strength, all sorts of problems occur. You'll notice that when you set something heavy on it, kind of has a jello effect. You gotta wow, wow. We are bracing the corner. I mean, I don't want to pry it up. Then
I don't want to
when we pull
pry,
it
I just
out,
want to break.
snap it off.
Some extra support during the hardening process.
Brace yourself, you're breaking.
More steam.
Impressive.
Imagine if the counters were that bright.
Oh, sorry, Mom. We added what you said. I was hoping for like a brown, like kind of like this kind of brown.
I think it might dry. We got our first batch all mixed up.
Oh, ho, ho.
You can see though, like that's not normal cement color.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a browner.
See what it looks like drying up.
Yeah, get out of the way.
Dump it in there.
First scoop, second scoop. Are we counting them? If we only had a sink to rinse stuff off with. Haha.
Gonna pour today. I'm really looking forward to watching his dream that he's had in his head come to fruition.
You guys want to start on this one? Yeah, Garen, we're gonna go with what we got.
Corner right there. Good.
We're not filmers? Not today. Today we are workers.
Yeah, filming's for other people who work.
Man!
I actually need a little more there.
Good thinking. Strategic placing.
Is that a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was pouring out of somewhere. I was like, uh-oh. Where's the leak?
We have one more batch.
Get me close.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
I think it will too.
That's just
Scary. Scary.
Oh yeah, I guess it is noon.
I'm very pleased. The pouring of the concrete went well. Everybody muscled in there, got it mixed up into the wheelbarrow. We poured in, screed it off. Garen got it pretty real flat. I went back and did a lot of extra polishing and getting it down there so that that green concrete would be nice and flat. And got that creamed rice over the top so we can sand it off.
Beautiful! Wow!
Oh my god!
Wow, oh, brown too! Wow! Wow, wow, wow! Oh, I'm excited! You guys! Oh my gosh! I heard you're on your last bag.
We might be running back. Got the perfect amount, huh? Barely. Not more, not less. Very cool.
We're gonna accumulate.
Very cool.
You lead, I'll follow. It's easy though.
Pretty this is.
Okay, let's get the sander out. Oh, we use it to kind of get some of the bubbles out.
Oh,
On the side.
It's nice to see the house or the property as a whole kind of come together now. What we've been doing in the bedrooms, and they're really cool pieces of art. The main house has been kind of the eyesore, the worst part of it all really, especially the kitchen. It was bad. But now it's really cool to see it transform into one of the coolest parts of the property from being one of the worst. Dad did just a wonderful job on all the cabinetry, and these countertops are gonna just turn out beautifully. So it's really excited to see. Bye guys!
Bye, thanks again.
Yeah, we'll do this a few times actually.
those little things there. They're going together like we thought it would.
Just like it.
And this is a second scrape over the top.
Yeah.
So now we just wait, right?
Yeah, we do have a little bit of waiting time. This is the next morning, and you can start seeing the brown coming out that we wanted to have in there as far as that buff.
Is it a bluff and a buff?
But we weren't bluffing. It really was buff. The color's starting to pop through, which is kind of nice. And if we leave the forms on, we'll be pulling those off probably in another day, maybe tomorrow. Starting to get that little bit of a hardness is on there. And once we pull the forms off, then it's time to shape it and grind it down a little bit, and then start deciding on if there's more texture or color, texture in color. color, I guess, that we want to put to it, or just leave it like it is.
Definitely a lighter brown. You can tell some of this has actually dried.
Some of the top of it's
Very
dried.
nice. It's very nice.
It's come out really well. Pretty good project. Everybody worked together so well, building the frame and framing up the whole thing. It worked really well.
We left these spaces in here, I don't know if we explained it, for cutting boards in these areas, which is going to be really nice because it'll keep the countertop nice.
Yeah, it kind of came for that idea that, you know, everybody says, you know, you scrape the top of it and then you ruin it. And I go, well, that's kind of like with any countertop, right? So create a space for us to work on it. I mean, as far as with knives and things that are scratchy and stuff. 4 of them, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I thought if we do them in butcher block, even if you wear your butcher block out, you just replace it with another one. So, you know, this thing could last for 20 years or more. The way we built it could last for 50.
Now we just wait, and then wait some more.
Yeah, waiting is the thing. It's been about 3 days, 4 days now, 3 days I guess, and we've let this dry well enough that I'm going to go ahead and take the side panels off and then begin to start evaluating when it's time to start sanding and grinding and polishing our top.
Exciting.
Ooh, it's tough. Yeah.
The edges are real nice. Probably a little bit of filling now and then, but for the most part, they're in real good shape.
Yeah, they feel so strong and smooth.
Let's take this off.
Well, no comment?
No, I'm happy.
Yeah,
A little bit of repair work there, but the edges and corners are like, gotta be real careful with them, so we'll let them dry just a smidge further.
So beautiful.
We had a small problem not putting the bright side of the Melamine on the wrong side, so I'll have to touch that up. But I have to touch up a lot of stuff, so that's okay.
You can see the difference.
Yeah, big difference compared to these edges here. Taking the molds off. Oh. No, this is really cool.
Really breaking the mold, huh?
Yeah, really breaking the mold. What are you gonna do with these like fill-ins here, Dad? Just fill them with concrete?
Yeah.
You're my hero, have I told you?
Awesome.
It's on this last one right here. A long curing process, but worth the wait, right, Gare? It's gonna be worth the wait.
Get it all shined up and ground down. Stove top.
I don't want something that's gray, and I don't want something without any texture. And we were planning on doing some staining, but we're gonna kind of wait and see, because look how pretty it is. And then it's not one color. I mean, cement is just all variable color, right? Maybe we'll just end up leaving it this color. It really is pretty, and it's light. I mean, color-wise, you know, it's not a real dark color, which we want light colors in our kitchen, except for the accents. I'm excited. I can't wait. I even love it like this.
I know, me too. I agree.
You can really picture it now. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, wait till we get our butcher blocks in and our sink.
All this wood, this also is going to come out. That's just support
Yeah.
for...
We're going to support it for a good week or better. This is support. It all comes out.
Oh, it does too.
Yeah, so you just get a nice face.
Oh, I
2
didn't
1/4
realize
inch
that.
face. Yeah, no.
Oh, that's going to
It
be
all comes
nice.
out. Yeah, there won't be any wood, no trim necessary. We're at the hospital just to kind of keep people from, you know, spreading germs and that kind of stuff. Had a bunch of these. So I figured if it's good for germs, it'll be pretty good for dust. All right, here we go.
This part now with the sanding is a slow process, but it's an important one.
Yeah, it feels like Karate Kid with wax on, wax off.
It's building up your arms, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, big arms, strong.
Taking your time on it is really important, because when you're going to get the opportunity to do this again, this is a one-time thing here.
It's just looking amazing.
Think it'll hold?
Is it strong?
I think it will hold. How do you think? Here, let's test it.
Gary, you happy with it?
I'm real happy. Real happy. It's real strong.
Bree?
That is amazing to have it freestanding.
Looks like a spaceship floating on air.
I'm looking forward to seeing
the final product. It's much better than what I had expected. Gary kept saying concrete and I'd say, no, let's go epoxy. I was constantly trying to steer him away from concrete because I just thought, I just can't imagine concrete's gonna just look so awful. But you kept reassuring me, no, I can get it really smooth. I can get a color, we can stain it, we can do other things if you want. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. Gary's got a good artistic eye and can't start doubting you now.
Too late now, I guess, since it's already poured, but... No, honey, I don't want the concrete. Can you rip that out, please? Get a sledge. Wow, can you imagine tearing that up? Oof. We temporarily run around the edges of the stovetop and the cutting board and the sink over here so that we could drop the stovetop in, sink in, and get the cutting board in. One at least. Kind of wanted to get a few things to cook on.
What else do you have to do to it still?
Okay, we still have the rest of the countertops to sand. I have some special discs that are still supposed to be here. And they're gonna give us a little bit of a flatter, smoother finish.
Oh, and we also have the backsplash.
Yeah,
The backsplash. A little bit more, but it's getting close, isn't it, Dad?
It is. It's getting really close. Our countertops are not quite ready because I haven't sealed them yet, so they're not finished sanding and sealing. So we put these little covers on to protect from food splashing and stuff like that. So in the big butcher box.
We got through Thanksgiving without more than just one little grease spot. Yeah, so those covers work pretty good. They're just little 99-cent covers that you get down at the dollar store.
Still using them, keep the dust off and other things that might be flying around. Yeah.
Yes, that's worked out real well too.
Thanksgiving's over, so it's time to start continuing our work here, sanding, getting things smoothed out, and getting it sealed. Really cool about the covers is that they offered us the ability to let the concrete cure properly and protect us from most stains. All right, and so it begins.
Is that turkey grease?
That's a turkey grease.
Uh-oh.
You know what we could do if it becomes a problem? Get a bunch more grease and go...
Needs a sealer. We'll just cover it with grease.
Problem solved.
Got the new kit with the new sanding pads, diamond type. I put a 50 grit on there, and it just brought that original top, which hasn't been touched yet, down really nice and flat. This is the old way I was doing it just to get the sink in, and that's kind of rough. But you get over here and you go, ooh, that's kind of smooth. I could take it all the way up to 3,000 grit. 3,000 to 6,000 is what you get a nice finish on a car. Another part that came to our kit was our sealer that we're going to be using, this concrete countertop sealer that we're going to use. The Tough Duck is the one, after doing the research, seemed to pop up the most. I haven't used it, but I just like what it represents. Drying time and application, it's all pretty simple. More sanding. Just some spots. Stain's gone.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, is that smooth. Beautiful. So beautiful.
If you like that, you get close, you can kind of see the little rocks kind of getting shined up.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh wow, that is like nice and smooth.
We still have smoother to go yet.
And look at the color.
Spots coming out, like all the rocks and stuff. It's awesome, Dad.
I'm just over the top happy with your decision on concrete. I'm glad you stuck to your guns on that. I just think that was the product to have in here. I love the overhang. It's just so cool. I just like hanging out, over there.
Who knows, we could do a kitchen table. We all sit around, dining room table maybe.
Oh, yeah. Out of concrete though? That thing,
Yeah.
would not be moving that thing around much.
No, it stays where it's at, so nobody's gonna be moving there.
It's gonna take us into next week.
The sanding does take a lot of time to get to the finish that we want to have.
And you wore out all those pads. To
Yeah.
order another set. We're still in the process of waiting for that second set to come.
Yep.
Hopefully get this finished up next week. That's the plan. Really happy with what it has become.
You want me to do it for a while?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
I hate to say it, but you know what I'm dreaming of now, and I
that?
shouldn't. I should keep my feet on the ground. But the outdoor kitchen. I have wanted that outdoor kitchen since the day we moved into this place.
Yeah.
And actually probably before. I can't help but think, oh wow, we could bust this area out over here, and pretty cool. But anyway, that's down the road.
I could do concrete countertops out there. We're on the 1500 and 3000 discs, and both of these discs are diamond embedded. Polish up pretty nice. This is a 50 grit, so I started with. It was pretty thick, so you have to kind of grind down quite a bit. Then a 100 grit, and then a 300 grit, 400 grit, and then right now it's a 600 grit on it, and then it goes up from there.
Wow, so you just keep walking it right down.
Yeah, down to the last couple of discs that we're going to use for the finish. Trying to get it as smooth as we can. You know, it won't be a glossy finish. This is lots of coats, 3 days, 4 days worth of sanding. So just to get them nice and smooth. We're going to be real proud of it and keep working on it. Well, we're down to the last bit of cleaning. Needs to be done. Good wipe down. A couple of these good clean wipe downs. Then we'll be able to seal it up and then let it dry, and it'll be usable.
They look wonderful. Wiping them up a little bit, so you see there's still some stuff, but wow, the smoothness is incredible. These are still covered. He covers them after he gets done with them. Pretty exciting!
Done a lot of research. I found this one to be hypoallergenic and it's water soluble, so we're not dealing with any toxic materials, so it's food grade. It does leave a little bit of a satin finish to it. Goes really good with the cabinets. It's really good.
Pretty much what the color is and the shine now.
Yeah, shine is satin like that. A little bit of a shine, you know, it's not a gloss. Coated the first coat, so we're all set there, and we're gonna let this dry for an hour, and then we're gonna come back and give it another coat, opposite direction.
What coat are we on now, Gare?
We've got several other coats, so I think we're on 4 as opposed to the 2 it recommended. I don't see any harm in doing a couple extra coats.
You got the extra stuff.
I do, so.
I think that's a good idea. It's looking unbelievable. Look at that. Just unbelievable.
Hey! That looks amazing. Oh my gosh.
That is so cool.
Is it dry to touch?
It's definitely
Oh,
dry.
look at the rocks in there. That looks so
That
cool.
is amazing.
That was where that mistake was, Garen, and look how pretty that turned out.
There was a mistake?
No.
Remember you put the pretty white side facing out?
I know, I basically found out something incredible.
Basically.
Wow.
That is so good.
That looks really good, Dad.
They turned out brown.
Yeah,
they
I
did.
thought it was going to be gray still.
It's a really good color. You know, they look marble. From when you first walk in, it's kind of a marbly feel to it.
When he started to sand, I started to see all the specks coming through. And oh man, I'm so happy about that, because that's really what I wanted, was something that was speckled like that.
It's amazing. Are you gonna cover the butcher blocks and anything, or just leave them like that?
I have a treatment coming for them too. So
Kind of an oil
it
treatment?
is an oil treatment for
But
it.
it just makes it easier to clean? Or?
Makes it easier to clean, stains don't adhere to it, you know,
Okay.
so it just cares for them, keeps it from drying out.
Well, I know what we're doing in our kitchen.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the bottom of them.
Turned out so good.
I mean, it's
Great
just cement.
job,
It
man.
looks good. Wow, Dad. A year in the making.
Yeah, basically a year in the making.
I feel weird to have them done.
Yeah, it does feel kind of weird. So there's a little bit more work to do. We've got the backsplashes yet to do, but
Was it a lot of sanding to get all this done?
it was 3.5, 4 days of sanding.
The kitchen just looks all of a sudden really, really nice. The plywood wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did take it up a grade.
Backsplashes, you can tell it's missing
Yeah,
when you look at it.
it'll tie together.
It'll clean up too, all the outlets and stuff.
Mhm.
So is the backsplash gonna be pretty thick then?
Yeah, it's about 4.5, 5 inches thick.
Okay.
Maybe a mesquite shelf on top or something. I don't know yet.
I don't
the
know if you
backsplash
really
concrete?
need it though. Because you got a lot going on. With these posts coming up, heavy stone backing to it, we really tie the counters
Together.
into the wood instead of tying the wood into the counters.
Okay.
It'll kind of they'll look meatier.
Pop it.
I think so.
Shelf across the top might be useful too.
That could help tie things in by having another shelf on top
On top of those
And
two.
easily you can put stuff on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't
it'll
want
be
to
a usable shelf.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
like that.
Good point.
Another cutting board. Just put it off this edge and I'm in good shape. The last piece of our countertop experience is the backsplash.
All right, well, what are we up to? Are we just laying out in the sun, or?
We're laying out in the sun right now. We're laying out the where the backsplash is going to be attaching to the wall.
Cool.
Backsplash is typically laminate sometimes, or tile backsplash, or we wanted to do the concrete same as the countertops.
You drew on your perfectly good concrete.
I know, concrete's going to cover that up.
Oh,
all right.
Unbelievable.
Well, we had a minimum of 2 1/4 inches that needed to be deep wise. Had to be at least that for the concrete to be strong enough based on the concrete specs. So we decided on 6 inches, a little shelf kind of a deal. And there's still plenty of room on the top of the countertops, more than 24 inches. So wall socket will be right here, the light switch there. Plenty of room.
Your light switches made into the frames as well. You know, lots of curves and angles in there to get those frames in there just right. Did a great job with the frames.
We'll put that in there, and then we'll be stacking these little guys right in here so that they'll create the areas where we're going to be pouring in concrete. Build some boxes that will make the concrete go around the box so that I can fit the electrical boxes that need to be put in here. So we're just making some forms to fit inside so that the concrete can form around them. Creating some little PVC conduit pipes that'll be formed inside of the concrete so that I can run my electrical in. This is the form out for the wires that'll be coming through here and into this box. This is the box that'll also be part of the form. So when I get this all in place, concrete will form all the way around it, underneath it. This will just pull out.
Does that make you happy?
It'll make me happy if it works.
Well, you get rid of the wires?
Yep, we're not going to pour it in place.
Ah, okay. What's Bryson doing over here?
Bryson is working hard.
All right, purpose of the duct tape. Literally to just keep stuff from sticking. So we'll see a spot, we're like, hey, that spot looks a little rough there, let's throw some tape on it. So that we can remove this chunk of cement. Because
Okay.
like we're gonna need to remove it because we have an electrical wire here and an electrical box there. The reason why they're in boxes is so that you can access them. And then we have Vaseline here because our lips get really chapped and you just gotta get those on the lips. Actually, it's to oil up in the wall and keep the concrete from sticking. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make these series of level snubs.
Snubs?
Snubs. Here's one level snub. I'm gonna make another level snub and another level snub. And then I'm gonna go with a big snub over the top of all of it.
Very snubby.
But not snobby. I'm not talking about snobby sores here from Fortnite.
The dye also went into that, just like the countertops, so they'll match.
This is the fun part, huh, Gary?
Yeah.
Vaseline is working, it's amazing.
Is it?
Yeah.
You see it?
I mean, look at that. You just pull it back and it just falls back.
Wow, that's crazy.
all gone.
One thing too that we're going to be doing is instead of sanding and finishing the backsplash in place, is I made it so that we could pull those backsplashes out, take them outside, and be able to sand them down.
As a last minute thought too, as the guys were pouring the cement in there, Gary's like, well, maybe we should put some
Rebar, some kind of structure in there.
When you move them now, later on, then hopefully stay together okay.
Yeah.
The good thing is if they break, you got a frame, you can do it again.
No.
So we had a little bowage and for putting a block in there, eh?
Yeah.
A little blockage going.
Bowing outwards. See it? We're gonna need some more bricks. Okay.
How's it coming, Gare?
Doing great.
I think so too. Solved the bowing issue over here. So after they were poured, the next day he comes in and he pulls those frames off
Gonna go ahead and unwrap this thing a little bit.
so that they can cure a little longer. I think you're gonna wait another couple days, aren't you?
Yeah,
before
probably
you-
before I move them.
Wow, there's hardly any air holes in that.
Or even get them sanded or stuff. It's daily. We'll just kind of see where they're at. They're green.
Nice.
Leave it set there.
Okay.
We don't want anything broken. Since I have to remove them from their place, I want to make sure that they're good and dry. All right. So we're going to deal with it. Good.
It'll be fun to get the kitchen together, the last little pieces in there, and I got our first decoration for when the kitchen gets done, and that is a hummingbird.
Oh, pretty
Cute.
too, isn't
You
it?
can put it where the sun can hit it too, because it will go through it.
Wow, Dad, these are so cool. And you're actually gonna be able to pull those off now? Take them out?
Yep.
So we don't have to have them in here sanding and dusting.
Nice. This is so cool. It's awesome. It looks complete now.
So we're going to be putting on an oil that's used to treat our cutting blocks. Yeah, this cutting blocks. See how she works. Oh, let's just kind of squirt it on and see what happens, right?
So what does this oil do, Dad?
This protects the wood.
Keeps it from getting stained?
It repels stains and it keeps it from drying out too badly.
Very cool.
Yeah. We use this ever so often to just treat it, I guess, from the instructions. Won't absorb too much water and stuff and stains, so try to keep them nice and makes all that nice grain pop too. So food grade. I'm very happy with how the backsplash turned out. You know, I've never poured concrete backsplashes in place, and they are big. But I'm pretty excited to get them all sanded down, and he said it'll be next week. You know, the last thing that you want to put in is your backsplash. That's where we're at, putting in the backsplash.
Yep.
Pulling the backsplash away from the wall. Took some time to kind of break them loose from the wall. We took a little bit of wall out with them too, if you remember that. Oops.
Now what have you done?
Got a little repair work to do, honey. I think it's stuck. Put some more stucco on that one.
We'll be okay.
Yeah. We can cover it up with paint. Lots of paint.
One of many.
You say touch up?
I can't breathe.
Can't feel my face.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, it's gonna take a couple people, I think, to get this one out there.
Wow. Let's look back there.
So that's the best one so far, aside from that one, which looks perfect.
A little more tricky. This is what happens when you don't get Vaseline on the wall. It just like pulls it loose. And then Bryson and I will be lifting these big heavy chunks right outside.
Is it heavy?
Yeah, it's good heavy. I'm gonna swing around, Bri.
Go on, okay. Cool.
And now the sanding begins.
Lots of sanding and grinding away at the concrete to get the finish very similar to what we have on the countertops.
My fingers are stuck. Look at that. You could not have made a mold to this degree of perfect to the wall.
Let's change the wall. It won't fit.
Are you fixing his boo-boo?
I am indeed.
We're outside grinding down our backsplash and flattened out, shined up and coated and everything else and get her installed back inside.
So how many hours do you think you've spent just sanding that stuff down?
Perceived time or real time? Because perceived time, I've been on this project for like 400 years. But I think probably all told, maybe it's taken me a week of time if I were to work 8-hour days.
It's an enormous amount of sanding
It
that
is.
goes on.
But it's worth it because they really come out nice.
I know when you're sanding them, they look kind of gray.
Yeah.
And then when you get them cleaned up and polished, then we start to get the
That
browns.
taupe brown colored
Yeah.
buff. Yeah. Not sure what to expect here.
You haven't taken that out yet. Is that going to be a chore to get those boxes out? Or?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I Vaselined all of those things really well so that we wouldn't have concrete stick to them. But they're in there, so we got to get them out.
Cool. And then I suppose you have to sand around that then as well, don't you?
Not really. Everything on the inside of those should be just fine the way they are. It's the top and the side that's the most important. Harder than it looks. I don't know why I did this. Could have done something a little simpler. Now I built these really strong boxes.
Yay!
Final piece out of that, and then I got the little tubular thing.
It's tubular. All right. Very cool.
You went with them with separate pieces. So now, how do you get them installed? How are you going to attach them?
Weight is going to be the biggest thing. They're heavy, so they're not going too far anywhere. I think I'll just glue them right down to the countertop. One side I'm not. One side has some electrical wiring and stuff. I'll probably just caulk that in so it can be removed. But the other three, I'm just going to glue them right into place and caulk them all around.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Are the plugins, they go right into that concrete? Is that what those little boxes
That's
are
what
for?
the little boxes are for. I'll be popping the boxes loose, and then I'll be able to put in a regular 4-bang box in each one of those two. Run the wires through some tubes that we had put into the concrete itself.
So really the main reason why you wanted them to be movable is so you could get to the electricity.
There were two reasons. One, I didn't want to do all that sanding in the house.
Oh, I like that reason.
Yeah, that was probably the
That's a good
primary
reason.
reason. And two, I could do them in little sections, 4 little sections, as opposed to one big, huge countertop. So that worked out really well as far as backsplash. The two little guys, they'll glue right back in. There's one longer one on the right side that needs to be glued in, and it'll be just fine to be permanent. The one on the far left, there's an electrical box behind that, so we need to make that movable. And then on the inside plate of the box that'll be on the outside, the finish plate, I'll put some instructions that there's a box behind there. I'm sure somebody in the world doesn't like that kind of a deal, but that's just kind of the way it is. So, well, we'll make it so that it's openable.
Openable.
Yeah, that's my word for it.
I like open.
Openable. Openable.
I like it.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I will.
That is a beautiful fit.
Countertops and this backsplash is far better than I ever imagined it. When you mentioned concrete, I'm thinking it's gonna look like a sidewalk, and I'm not liking the idea of a sidewalk for a countertop.
I have sidewalks for countertops.
I'm just blown away at how beautiful they are. I love the rock work in them. I did not realize that you were gonna get that kind of a look. I love the thick, hardy, it feels so strong, and even the backsplashes, it's like a little shelf now. So I can set stuff on there, plants or spices. Very, very pleased. How are you feeling about it?
No, I didn't expect it to come out as good as it's coming out, so it's working out really well.
There's no backsplash behind the sink.
Oh yeah. Now that has part of the window transition. That will have a window sill that will come out right to the sink. So it's gonna cover that whole area. So it's like an 18-inch sill. 12 of it will be inside, and the balance will come over the top of the sink, and it'll fill in. It'll all look finished when we're all done, all caulked in. And when we wrap the window, we'll at that time put that window sill in.
This turned out so beautiful, didn't it, Gary?
Fantastic.
I'm just really, really loving it. It's unbelievable. Just when I think the kitchen could not get any nicer, any prettier, and then it does. You know what else? I love the way the wood brings out these
Butcher blocks.
Yeah, the butcher blocks. They tie in really super nice that way too. Excellent job, Gary.
Thank you.
Just so pleased. You do good work. Not bad for a guy who
Smells like a cookie.
Our family moved from the city to the country. Thanks for taking part in our adventure. We have new videos every Friday evening. If you would like to help us out, you can like this video, share it, subscribe, or support us on Patreon. See the links in the description.
Weekly uploading schedule is Mondays. We have a My Little podcast. Those are great to have on while you're doing the dishes, doing the laundry, maybe the homework, maybe on your trip into work or back from work. Wonderful little hangout session with us for about an hour. On Wednesdays, we have a recap. The recaps are a single subject pulled out of our weekly peaks. They're usually pretty small and they're great for if you only have so much time to just catch a quick subject with us. Friday nights, we have our full-fledged variety show, our weekly peak.